Welcome back to another race. Today we are racing Innsbruckring. 2 laps, total distance of 17.6 kilometers, and total elevation of 154 meters. The Innsbruckring has the legsnapper, which is a 450 meter climb at roughly 7%. That always makes things a little bit interesting. We've got a bunch of riders signed up today in Swift Power. Fortunately, we've got a few B-grade riders who have snuck into the C-grade group. We've also got a couple of D-grade riders, including Mr. Stephen Lloyd, who's joined us in C-grade. All right. In the pens, I can see Andrew's behind me. We're both wearing the same kit, which is the red and blue bike and beer kit. And we are both on blue Tron bikes. I'm in my orange cap though. Got 14 riders so far that have turned up. No sign of Stephen Lloyd yet though. I rode this particular race, or this race with 3R a couple of weeks back, at 3 laps of Innsbruckring. This is only 2, so a bit shorter, a little bit different. Oh, hello. I can see Stephen's just joined us, so he's also in the same kit on the left-hand side there in the pens. It'll be interesting to see how he goes. He hasn't been doing a lot of racing, so it's going to be, just a bit more of a not so competitive ride. Not a very competitive ride for Steve, but good to see him getting in the mix. All right, 19, 20 riders so far, 21. I've done my usual warm-up routine, but this time I was riding around with the B grade, or the B category training bike in Watopia, and I think I'm going to be doing more of that. The other thing I realised is that I haven't taken my usual BCAA training drink, or my pre-workout drink. So I'm kind of keen to see how that's going to help or not help during this race. Okay, 2 minutes. I do enjoy this route. I think it's a great course. Provides just a little bit of everything that keeps everyone on their toes. It's easy to get complacent on flat only rides, like in Crit City. Rides such as this require a bit more strategy and a bit more forward thinking. Okay, coming up to the 1 minute mark. Fan goes on. I've got my Spotify playlist playing on the AirPods. We've got 25 riders that have joined us so far. All right, power build up. And we're out. Now on the right hand side there, that's the A and B group riders. And that's the case with 3-hour races. They don't separate the categories. So everyone rides with everyone else. Now it's good because, well, you know, you get a chance to mix it with the A and B grade riders, but it can be a bit of a gotcha, especially at the start of the race. And if you're at the front, you might find yourself trying to hang on to the faster group, which means you might end up cooking yourself a bit too early. And I see Andrew's just passed me there on the right hand side. I'm going to put in a couple of extra kicks here just to get back onto that front group. I want to sit with these guys at the very least until the bridge, and then wait for some of the other groups to kind of distill down a little bit. Trying to stay with the A grade riders and the B grade riders at this stage, it's just not a great strategy. But I'm happy to sit with them for the flat part of the race at the moment, that's for sure. Yeah, so we've probably got, oh, it looks around about 20 odd riders in this front group. As I said, mostly A and B grade. Although we've got Dunk, who's a D grade rider. So he's mixing it up at the front, which is good to see. And Andrew's looks like he's settling in nicely there in the middle of the group, which is good. And I'm keeping an eagle eye on him. I don't want him to get away from me, that's for sure. And we've got some fantastic names here, some of the Swifters. We've got Motorhead. We've got the Bandit. JA after the crash. Yeah, so that's good to see. Alright, so we're averaging, looks somewhere around that 3.1, 3.2 watts per kilo. Nobody's really coming off the grip except for Shabafo, Canada. I think he's come off the back there a little bit, that B grade rider. Okay, we come up to the roundabout, hit the right hander. And already we can notice that some of the riders are riding off the front there. Probably a mixture of A and B grade riders. And we're going to see that further now that we're about to just tackle this very, very false flat climb up over the bridge. And I know that there's a slight downhill just after that for a little bit of recovery, but you know, already those riders are pushing up 4.6, 5 watts per kilo on the front there. So about now I'm happy to let those groups sort of distill into their own categories. Let's see who we're left with. There's Andrew and I. Who else we got around us? Choi, the Bandit, Korea. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. Dunk has made his departure at the back there. Did well to hang on for that long, that's for sure. Alright, so it looks like we've got about 5 of us here. That's not too bad. Nice little group. A couple of more riders would make it a bit easier. But having a B grade and an A grade rider in the group is always good. Shout out to all the spectators that come down to watch this race. Alright. Coming up to the cobbled section, and we know that we hit this, that the leg snapper is not far away at all. That's about the 5.5k mark. So my strategy coming into this leg snapper climb was going to be that I was going to just take that first climb relatively easy. I wasn't going to cook myself too much, especially now that we've got a small group here with us. But then the second lap, I was going to put in a lot more effort to see how we go, see if we can't shake off a couple of the riders. So here we go into the start of the climb. I had a C grade rider, PJH from Korea, pushed through past us just then. That was pretty impressive. Didn't really see him come up. We got the halfway mark. And we had Ryan sprint past us then. I think maybe he was a bit late for the race and he was trying to catch up. He was putting some big numbers in. Look, I was happy to see that I was, pushing to the front. Didn't really need to get from the pedals. We've got Shellifo's reconnected with us again. That B grade rider on his, and he's on a TT bike. So big props to him. Right over the climb, into the downhill. Try and coast a little bit here. Get into the super tuck if I can. Try and bring that heart rate down. There we go. Now it's interesting because the UCI have apparently banned the use of the super tuck in professional riding. And I wonder if Swift is going to follow the same thing and remove that ability from inside these races, or in Swift in total. So that'll be interesting to see. Here's the group. We'll come up to that short little climb just here. Couple of kicks just to get back on, and then back into coasting, back into the super tuck. We've got one of the other guys. Is that the Bandit? No. I'm in Choi. Also enjoying the benefits of the super tuck. Alright. Coming out of that, and we're coming up to the first sprint. We've got another rider joining us, Lee. Sprint starts here. Yeah, not sure what my thinking was here. I wasn't sprinting, but putting in a bit of effort, that's for sure. Now the differences with the TT bike versus a regular road bike or the Tron bike is that with the TT bike, it won't let you draft. So if you're sitting in on a group, you don't get the benefit of the group draft. You're putting in all the watts that you've got to put in just to stay with the group. So Shelifo was doing, he was putting in some big effort. And that's what you think when you're riding. It's like, well, okay, you've got a guy on a TT bike. Well, he can't draft, so he's putting in whatever watts he's got to put in to keep with us. And that's why you see all of us sitting on the back of him, because, well, it doesn't matter where he's in the group, he's putting the same watts out. We might as well take advantage of that and sit on that rider and try and get a little bit of drafting going on. Why has he got a TT bike? That's what he chose. So you choose the bike you want to race with, or you want to ride with, for each ride, and that's the bike he chose. So it's his choice. I'm happy to benefit from it. Okay, so the group's sort of clicking along nicely here. Heart rate's back down to 163. I think the Bandit was having a bit of a whinge about the TT guy. I don't know what he's complaining about. I mean, if he's A grade, he should be good enough to push off the front anyway. So if he's sitting in, then don't complain about it. Alright, so we've got right on the front, Choi, Lee, myself and the Bandit. Now, one thing I do like about these rides, or this particular ride, is that there aren't any power-ups. No power-ups to be had. So everyone gets the same treatment. Okay, first lap down, 1 lap to go. And notice we've got a couple of C-grade riders, or at least one C-grade rider at the front, so he's chopping off the back of the group up ahead of us. So we've got Alvarez. So keeping a bit of an eye on his time to see whether we're picking him up or Now it looks like we are, because he's gone from 16 to 15 seconds ahead. Still got Lee, Shalafo, Choi, Rudd, and the Bandit. And you can see what I mean about that TT guy. He's really just on the front. He's been holding somewhere up towards 4 watts per kilo. Now, he is a B grade rider, but that's the high end of the B grades. Certainly some big efforts. And Alvarez is now only 13 seconds ahead of us. So this is a pretty flat. Heart rate still up a bit high, 168. Now he's 11 seconds ahead. Won't be too long before we pick him up. Losing the front there. Come up to the right-hander. And then we start up on the bridge.
Everything changes.
Yeah, we can see Alvarez in the front there now. Alright, 2%. And he's putting out 3.7, 3.4, 3.7. Putting in a bit of power there. Just conscious there, I don't want them to sort of make a little bit of a breakaway after this bridge, but I don't think they will. Downhill section here, not too much, just enough to catch your breath, come off the gas a little bit. And we've picked up Alvarez, he's also in the orange cap. We've got a nice little group, I think, of 6 or 7 going now, which is good. Shalafo has drifted to the back. Coming back through this main, main business area. Town centre, I guess. Rod's still looking in good form, that's for sure. Can't see any grimacing on his face at all. No shoulder movement, he's looking very collected. Into the cobbles. Up into the left-hander. We've got here's Choi and Lee on the front. And the bandit is having a little bit of a whinge again. I feel like telling him that to pull his head in and not worry about it. Maybe use a slow A grader. Right, into the climb. Final leg snapper, up on the pedals. Really try and put a bit of effort in here. Choi and Lee on the front. And definitely wasn't going to sit down until I hit that second crosswalk. Heart rate's at 177, 178. Alvarez and Shalofar have really drifted to the back there. 4 and 5 seconds behind now. Alright. Sit down, try and get a bit of coasting. Really, yeah, I was a bit surprised that the super tuck didn't kick in just then. There we go. So I've got Lee with me at the front there in the blue kit. And we're starting to put a bit of distance between us and the other guys. Small kick just here. It's only very short. And they're almost back on us, and then hit the right hander. Yeah, so Choi's back in. And I think the bandit gets back on. We've dropped Rod for the moment, Alvarez, Shalofo. It's coming back down, 171. And we've got just over 2 kilometers, 2.3 kilometers left. I was third in the sprint. Not that I was sprinting in the first lap. I wasn't going to put any big turns in on this one though, that's for sure. That's at 170. Rod is still 6 seconds behind. Okay, so it looks like it's just going to be the 4 of us. couple of extra kicks here just to get back onto Lee and Choi. Come around over the bridge. And 1.3 k's left. So more or less just a flat, straight stretch. That's interesting, I didn't realise that. But the bandit has disconnected, dropped out. So it's just the three of us. We'll do an extra kick just to catch up to these two. $700 meters. So I think not having my BCAA drink at the start did actually play an effect. So I'm feeling flat, and not only that, but those other three have just caught us. So Rudd, who was it? Rudd, Alvarez, and Chalaveau. Caught me out, just caught me napping by surprise. 280 meters. God, just the end of the races are so hard. Just trying to find that extra something. 100 meters, I'm up on the pedals, but I don't think it's enough. I've gone too late. Rudd gets me on the line. Solid effort, well done, that was good. So I think Andrew finished 17th, I think I finished around 21st or 22nd overall. Give everyone a quick thumbs up. Raw race results, we've got Mr. M5 who was pushing around 4.1, so without a HR monitor on, so he got dropped. Ruiz was a B grade rider, he got clicked. Alvarez put in a big effort and he was hit with an upgrade. Looking at the list there, we've got Travello, he's a B grade rider. So you can kind of see why Swift Power is it's so good for racing. It normalizes a lot of these results and gives you a bit more of a truer result list. So yeah, we've got 15 riders, some that I didn't see at the start. And then if we look at the actual results here, we've got Andrew on first, myself on second, Hornie, Haunie, on third, and Stephen backing us up there on sixth. And certainly Andrew put in a big effort there, 3.2 watts per kilo, 259 watts. So certainly deserved to win that one. Well done. Alright guys, well thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next race.